We will have the agenda review session. I'll do it. The President's a little hoarse. Agenda review. We have the full approval minutes, correspondence. We will have public hearings. Number one, continuation or termination of conditions on ABC license, Platinum Lounge LLC, trading as Pearl and Glow, liquor license number 1214-33-079-008. 2, continuation or termination of conditions on ABC license, Kelly's Corner, Incorporated, trading as Kelly's Corner, liquor license number 1214-33-028-006. 3, continuation termination of conditions on ABC license, La Formosa Incorporated, trading as La Formosa, liquor license number 1214-33-045-003. 4, continuation termination of conditions on ABC license, Preserve Incorporated, trading as Matier Bar, liquor license number 1214-33-047-005. Number 5, continuation or termination of conditions on ABC license, The Gala Cafe and Restaurant Incorporated, trading as The Gala Cafe and Restaurant, liquor license number 1214-33-007-003. 6, continuation or termination of conditions on ABC license, Casmass Incorporated, trading as JJ Tavern Lounge, 732, liquor license number 1214-33-034-003. 7, ABC Charges, Garibaldi's Packaged Goods, liquor license number 1214-32-009-006. We have ordinances on second reading. 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.20, handicap parking, Section 10.20.010 Schedule 39, parking zones for handicapped persons at 7 Laurel Place, 383 Remsen Avenue, and 190 Ward Street. 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5.100, Taxi Cabs, Section 5.100.330, Vehicle Regulations. Number 3, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 15, Chapter 15.08, Bulk of Basic Property Maintenance Code, and Chapter 15.12, Code Compliance Certification required for certain residential property. 4, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 10.16.030, Schedule 27, no parking certain hours, school zone, and Section 10.16.160, Schedule 36, Special Parking District, regards to Comstock Street. Number 5, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10.12, Traffic Control Regulations, Section 10.12.240, Schedule 23, School Zones at 25 miles per hour in Brunswick Middle School. Ordinances for discussion. First reading. Number 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.20, Handicap Parking, Section 10.20.010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, 111 Joyce Kilmer Avenue. We then have resolutions. Number 1, approve agenda amendments. Number 2, approve payroll. 3, authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. 4, approve purchase by the Division of Parks and Shade Tree under state contract A89851M0003 software license and related services with SHI International Corporation for software not to exceed $2,475.09. Number 5, approve amendment of resolution R-061766, extend award of contract for 1 additional year, 12-month period commencing July 1st, 2018 and ending June 30th, 2019 with Corporate Synergies Group, LLC, for insurance brokerage services, HMO. 6, approve amendment of resolution R-061767, extend award of contract for 1 additional year, 12-month period commencing July 1st, 2018 and ending June 30th, 2019 with Business and Governmental Insurance Agency, BGIA, for insurance brokerage services, traditional indemnity. 7, approve amendment of resolution R-051814, reason to pay additional legal fees in the amount of $1,625 to Anthony Vignola, Esquire, of Boris Golden, Foley, Vignola, Hyman Stoll, PC, Special Counsel for Board of Ethics hearing from $17,767.42 to $19,392.42. 8, approve amendment of resolution R-031864, reason company name change from Allied Oil Company Incorporated to Griffith Allied Trucking LLC, doing business as Allied Oil, to furnish and deliver diesel fuel for the Department of Public Works, specification number 586-17P. Number 9, approve the request for use of city property requested by the New Brunswick Middle School, New Brunswick Board of Education, Memorial Stadium Football Field, 8th grade moving up ceremony, Tuesday, June 26, 2018, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. 10, approve request for street closing requested by Deep Patel, Nielsen Street from Patterson Street to Hyatt Regency, for a Barat religious Indian wedding ceremony, groom's arrival to the event at the Hyatt in a procession with a horse, Saturday, July 28, 2018, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. police extra duty. Number 11, approve request for use of city property requested by the New Brunswick Middle School, New Brunswick Board of Education, Memorial Stadium Football Field and Practice Field, 8th grade field day, Monday, June 18, 2018, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Proto. 12, approve amendment of resolution R-051808, reason to pay additional legal fees in the amount of $2,900 to Orleo and Donahue LLC, representation of Mayor James K. Hill in the matter of Arthur Anderson et al. Versus the City of New Brunswick et al. On punitive damage claims of $266,900 to $269,800. 13, approve request for use of city property requested by Woodrow Wilson School, New Brunswick Board of Education, Murphy Park, Woodrow Wilson Field Day, Friday, June 15, 2018. Rain date is Monday, June 18, 2018, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Not 14, approve request for use of city property requested by Keelan Rondell Stevens Memorial Scholarship Fund, location Buglow Park Pavilion for gathering to benefit the Keelan Rondell Stevens Memorial Scholarship Fund, Saturday, October 27, 2018, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 15, approve request for use of city property requested by the Historical Association of the City of New Brunswick in conjunction with the Friends of Monmouth Battlefield, Boyd Park for George Washington's Declaration of American Independence, Revolutionary War reenactment of New Brunswick Feu de Joie, cannon and musket salute to American Army, Wednesday, July 4, 2018, 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. 16, approve amendment resolution R-051836, change location to Feaster Park and date of event to Saturday, September 8, 2018. Approve request for use of city property by Tabernacle Baptist Church, Feaster Park Youth Festival and Community Flea Market, Saturday, September 8, 2018, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. 17, approve payment to Hogan Longo Moran Dunstan Dukas, LLP, Bradley J. Forrest, JSC, retired, for hearing officer, administrative hearing services in connection with disciplinary hearing, not to exceed $1,225. 18, approve request for use of city property requested by Monique Treadwell for 7-year-old birthday party, Recreation Park, Gazebo, and Open Field, Saturday, June 30, 2018, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. 19, approve award of contract with Schifano Construction Corporation for milling of various city streets to the Department of Public Works, 12-month term commencing in July 7, 2018, and ending July 6, 2019, specification number 678-18P, not to exceed $76,800. 20, approve award of contract, Roof Management Incorporated, for water utility distribution garage roof repairs, specification number 572-16W, not to exceed $128,000. 21, approve required 2018-2019 consolidated action plan for CDBG and home funding, CDBG PY 2018 allocation $858,133, home PY 2018 allocation $518,234. 22, approve Chapter 159 budget insertion, Middlesex County Office on Aging, Title 3B, Information and Assistance, New Brunswick Senior Center, amount $5,000. 23, approve Chapter 159 budget insertion, Middlesex County Office on Aging, Title 3C-1, for Carmen O'Neill, New Brunswick Senior Center, amount $10,000. 24, Housing Authority Board appointment, name Jacina Medina Hernandez, expires April 3rd, 2022. 25, approve amendment of resolution R-041843, reading to pay additional legal fees in the amount of $3,985 to Christopher D. Adams, Esquire, Adams, Buchanan and Powell, LLC, representation of Thomas A. Lachlan, 3rd City Administrator, in the matter of Arthur Anderson and all versus the City of New Brunswick et al. On punitive damage claim from $45,583.47 to $49,568.47. 26, approve amendment of resolution R-011842, reason additional $30 $30,000 for ongoing tax appeals with 2018 for the Division of Assessments with Hoagland, Longo, Moran, Dunstan, Dukas, LLP for 2018 Special Counsel for Tax Appeals, Division of Assessments from $60,000 to $90,000. 27, approve request for use of city property, sidewalk only, requested by Janet King, location sidewalk in front of train station for distribution clothing and items to those in need, Saturday, June 23rd, 2018, time 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 28 has been pulled. 29, approve purchase by Police Department under State Contract A89851M0003, software license and related services from SHI International Corporation for annual software support and maintenance for the Police Department, 12-month period, commencing January 1st, 2018, and ending December 31st, 2018, not to exceed $67,434.10, non-pro tunc. 30, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance requested by Verizon, New Jersey. Reason to perform conduit work on Church Street at George Street intersection. Date 2-3 night periods, Monday through Friday, between June 18, 2018 and July 23rd, 2018. Time 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. non-pro tunc. 31, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance requested by Verizon, New Jersey, to perform conduit work on Byard Street from Kirkpatrick Street to Joyce Kilmer Avenue, various evenings Monday through Friday between June 18, 2018 and July 23rd, 2018, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. non-pro tunc. 32, approve award of contract with South & Associates, LLC for in-service training for law enforcement officers for the Police Department, term 12-month period commencing June 21st, 2018 and ending June 20th, 2019. Rebid specification number 670-18 RFP, not to exceed $5,860, fair and open. 33, approve Chapter 159 budget insertion, State of New Jersey for 2018 Clean Communities Grant, amount $57,900.73. 34, approve off-premise raffle merchandise at 77 Church Street for court-appointed special advocates in New Jersey, CASA, the date November 15, 2018. 35, approve resolution authorizing a contract with TPL New Jersey for conduct community input and redesign Feaster and Pittman Parks, amount $150,000. 36, approve award of contract with AA Burns LLC, furnish and install concrete work for fitness stations, specification number 917-18R-A, not to exceed $64,620. 37, approve award of contract with Royal Corporation Incorporated, furnish and install fitness station equipment and matting, specification number 917-18R-B, not to exceed $296,309.50. 38, approve award of contract with Royal Corporation Incorporated for senior citizen center exterior improvements, specification number 909-17, not to exceed $476,103. 39, approve ABC liquor license renewals 2018 and 2019. 40, approve authorization to advertise for 2018 furnish and deliver regulatory sign specification number 925-18. 41, approve authorization to advertise for 2018 traffic line striping specification number 926-18. 42, approve authorization to advertise for 2018 ADA ramp improvement specification number 927-18. 43, approve amendment of resolution R031734, supplemental services number 1 with Suburban Consulting Engineers Incorporated for professional design services for the exterior improvements to the Senior Citizen Resource Center, amount $29,900. Approval of this supplement service will constitute an increase of 20% or more of the original contract. 44, approve authorization to advertise for Welton Street Park, specification number 924-18. 45, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance requested by Colab Arts, installation of new mural at Matera on Handy Street side, 14 Jersey Avenue, date weekend, June 23rd and 24th, 2018, alternate dates, June 30 and July 1, 2018, July 7th and July 8th, 2018, time 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 46, authorize shared services agreement with the City of New Brunswick and Rutgers State University for 911 emergency communications and radio dispatching services for the police department, not to exceed $362,103. 47, approve request to Division of Alcoholic Beverage Control to act on renewal of plenary retail consumption license for New Brunswick Lodge 324 BPO Elks, liquor license number 121433 023001, period July 1st, 2018 to June 30th, 2019. 48, approve renewal of agreement with Cigna Healthcare HMO term July 1st, 2018 and June 30th, 2019. 49, approve renewal of agreement with Aetna Healthcare, traditional and POS, term July 1st, 2018, June 30th, 2019. 50, approve renewal of agreement with Real Star Life Insurance Company, doing business as Boya, stop loss coverage for Aetna Medical Plan and CVS Caremark Prescription Plan, July 1st, 2018 and June 30th, 2019. 51, amend current cellular antenna lease with T-Mobile, location standpipe and water treatment plant. 52, authorized purchase by Department of Public Works in the New Jersey State approved COAP 65 MCES-CCPS, the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey pricing system with Jesco Incorporated, one paper, not to exceed $169,905. 53, award or reject bid for on-hold Comstock Street, specification number 650-117. 54, approve renewal of liquor license with conditions for 2018-2019 liquor license for Platinum Lounge, LLC, trading as Pearl and Glow, 13 Patterson Street, liquor license number 1214-33079008.
Mr. Andrews, I'm sorry, can I just interrupt? Going back to item 53, the recommendation is to reject the bid. One bid was received and the bidder had asked for too many exceptions to the bid specs. It's our recommendation to reject that bid.
Okay.
We're requesting authorization to rebid.
Okay, 55, approve renewal of license with conditions for 2018-2019 liquor license for Kelly's Corner Incorporated, trading as Kelly's Corner, 75 Morel Street, liquor license number 1214-33028006. 56, approve renewal of license with conditions for 2018-2019 liquor license for Perserve Incorporated, trading as Matiera Bar, 14 Jersey Avenue, liquor license number 1214-33047005. 57, approve renewal of license with conditions for 2018-2019 liquor license for the Gala Cafe and Restaurant Incorporated, trading as the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, 156 Commercial Avenue, liquor license number 1214-33007003. 58, approve renewal of license with conditions for 2018-2019 liquor license for Cash Mass Incorporated, trading as JJ Tavern Lounge, 732, 186 Hamilton Street, liquor license number 1214-33034005. 59, approve relaxation of city noise ordinance requested by Badger Roofing Company, the reason to place a crane to perform work for Rutgers University at 30 Easton Avenue, Saturdays from June 23rd, 2018 to September 1st, 2018, holidays excluded, time 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Number 60, authorize tax collector to transfer overpayments on several tax and utility accounts. 61, approve amendment of resolution R051818, reads additional amount $131,000 with CVS Caremark for prescription plan services for the period of July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018, not to exceed $131,000. 62, approve congratulatory resolutions for Chris Daly, induction into Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. 63, approve Chapter 159 budget insertion, Catholic Charities for the Diocese of Metuchen, Unity Square neighborhood plans for Feaster and Pittman Park, $75,000. 64, approve Chapter 159 budget insertion, State of New Jersey, for alcohol and rehab enforcement grant, amount $17,114.34. We have items for discussion, public discussion, dates to read network.
Meeting will now come to order.
Hi.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Egan.
Here.
Councilmember Escobar. Here. Councilmember Socorro Ludwig. Here. Council President Fleming.
Here.
Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied in that annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence for all those serving our military, home and abroad, especially those who have passed. Thank you. Approval of minutes.
Approval of minutes, make a motion for May 2nd.
Second. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
Report of correspondence by city clerk.
Yes. An invoice from Suburban Consulting Engineers, Inc. regarding exterior improvements to the Senior Citizen Center. A letter from Jasmine Kiera Hawthorne, Assistant State Attorney from Florida, in regards to the state of Florida versus Onyx Francisco Gonzalez Ramos. A letter from Edgewood Properties to request a TCO/CO for 23 US Highway 1, Starbucks, Raritan Heights. A letter from Matrix Upper Lot Urban Renewal, LLC, in regards to the release and return of a site performance guarantee. A letter from the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection in regards to an underground storage tank system. A letter from Melissa Jardell from Ramboll in regards to a copy of General Information Notice submittal to New Jersey DEP. A letter from the Township of Toms River in regards to Sustainable and Resilient Communities Guidance for Municipalities report. The correspondence will be forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll have public hearings. Number one.
Yeah, Mr. Council Vice President, if I could kind of run through these, maybe we could try to get through some of them relatively quickly. With respect to number one, continuation, termination of conditions on ABC license Platinum Lounge LLC trading as Perlay and Glow with the license 1214-33-079-008. Just for the benefit of the council and the public, these particular liquor licenses that are listed have special conditions. In connection with special conditions, the ABC rules and regulations require that there be a public hearing with respect to the imposition of the special conditions or the reimposition in the case of these particular license establishments. The notice of this particular hearing on the special conditions was published by the clerk's office, which is notice to the public relative to these particular matters coming before the council this evening. What I would like to do is pull them in order. We'll go through each particular application. If there's anyone here from the public who wants to comment on the imposition of special condition, they can do so. What I will do now, as I've done in the past, for the benefit of the record, the council and the public, I'll read the special conditions that are being submitted for the council's approval for reimposition. That way, everyone will be on the same page, so to speak. If that's okay, I'll proceed.
Yes.
With respect to the Perlay license, Platinum Lounge LLC, the first special condition is that the licensee shall limit its maximum occupancy of the licensed premises to a total of 399 persons. Number two, the licensee will cease the practice of conducting teen nights or 18 to enter, 21 to drink events at the licensed premises. Three, the licensee shall comply with New Jersey state statutes, New Jersey ABC regulations, and local City of New Brunswick ordinances regarding advertisements and promotions relative to the events at the licensed premises. Four, the licensee acknowledges that the New Brunswick Police Department and/or the New Brunswick Fire Department are permitted to and will conduct periodic inspections of the licensed premise at the respective department's sole discretion, and the licensee shall comply with all respects of the respective department during said inspection. Five, the licensee shall not allow, permit, and/or suffer in and about the licensed premises the consumption of alcoholic beverages by persons under the legal age to consume alcoholic beverages. And number six, the conditions placed upon the license shall continue at the annual renewal of same, and the licensee hereby consents to and agrees to the within conditions, subject to the modification and/or removal of part or all of said conditions by the City Council of the City of New Brunswick at the City Council's sole discretion. For the record, I have not heard from the licensee, representative of the licensee, or counsel for the licensee. Therefore, I have not received any objection from the licensee with respect to the reimposition of these special conditions. However, for purposes of the public hearing, I would ask that council call anyone from the public who wants to speak about this particular license.
Before I do that, I'm going to make a statement of my own kind of deal. This one specifically on the police report, as does others, talk about loitering. And I've noticed a lot of the taverns have loitering issues or signs up to at least give the police another chance to do things. So I'm encouraging anybody, especially who has conditions, to perhaps take a look at those signs, especially along Remsen Avenue, and perhaps put that up there to give our police officers another chance so that people are not loitering and they're reminded about it as they just point to the sign and do that. At this time, I'll open up to the public. Is there anybody who'd like to say anything about the Platinum Lounge LLC trading as Pearl and Globe? Seeing none.
Seeing none, I would ask that the hearing be closed.
Make a motion to close the hearing?
Second.
Roll call.
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig,
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
The hearing having been concluded, I am led to believe the council is in favor of imposing the special conditions that I set forth in the record, correct?
Yes.
Okay, the appropriate form of resolution then is being submitted for your approval in tonight's packet. The next item we have similarly is Kelly's Corner Inc., trading as Kelly's Corner, liquor license 1214-33-028-006. I'll read the special conditions. Number 1, licensee shall not alter the premises from the layout shown in the sketch plan previously furnished by the licensee and approved by the City Council by Resolution R-061306 and on file with the City Clerk without first having obtained the further approval of Council. 2, there shall be no live music or live entertainment provided, that this shall not preclude the playing of the jukebox or television set. 3, the above license is granted subject to compliance with Ordinance O-029609 as amended relative to educational requirements for managers. I could report to the council I have not heard from a representative of the license nor council representing the licensee. Therefore, I do not believe they have any objection to the reimposition of these special conditions. I would ask that the council call for the public hearing and move on.
From the council, anything to say? Anybody from the public or anything to say about Kelly's Corner? Seeing none?
Motion to close.
Second.
Keep the conditions the same.
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig,
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
Okay, with respect to Kelly's Corner, then, submitted for your approval tonight is a resolution with those special conditions that I just set forth. Number 3, we have La Famosa Inc., trading as La Famosa, liquor license 1214-33-045-003. Special conditions are as follows. Number 1, licensee shall control loitering in the area adjacent to the licensed premises by 1, posting signs, and or 2, by calling for police assistance. Condition 2, licensee shall provide distinctive attire for security personnel, which identifies their status as security personnel. 3, licensee shall maintain a video camera on the exterior of the licensed premises and shall annotate all film for time and date and maintain said tapes for at least 15 days. 4, licensee shall not alter the premises from the layout shown in the sketch plan previously filed with the city clerk without first obtaining the approval of council by resolution. And 5, licensee shall be in compliance with Ordinance O-029609 as amended relative to educational requirements for owners and managers. I can advise the council that I have not been contacted by a representative of the licensee nor council. Therefore, I do not believe they have any objection to the reimposition of these special conditions as well.
And it's one of the places that they do have a loitering sign. Seem to do well. They seem to be having less and less problems each year. So, yeah. Anybody else from the council? Anyone from the public? Seeing none?
Move to close.
Second. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
With respect to La Famosa, there is no resolution submitted for approval or renewal this evening because they're not ready for renewal. We were waiting on a tax clearance letter. So when the renewal application is ready for council's consideration, the resolution will have the special conditions contained therein. Number 4, we have Persiv Inc. trading as Mi Tierra Bar, liquor license 1214 33-047-005. With respect to Mi Tierra, I will read the special conditions. Number 1, licensee shall hire uniformed private security to maintain security on and about the licensed premises while the premises are open for business during the hours of 10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. The licensee shall also furnish monthly written reports of the names and addresses of such individuals so employed to the New Brunswick Police Department Attention Special Investigations Unit. 2, licensee shall maintain order on and within the licensed premises. 3, the licensee shall police the sidewalk adjoining the licensed premises each day that the premises is open for business. 4, licensee shall not alter the layout of the premises from that shown in the sketch previously filed with the city clerk without a further resolution of council. 5, licensee shall continue the use of the existing video cameras, shall annotate all film for time and date, and shall maintain said tapes for at least 30 days. And 6, licensee shall be in compliance with ordinance O-029609 as amended relative to educational requirements for owners and managers. With respect to Persiv Inc. trading as Mi Tierra Bar, I note for council's benefit, Mr. Gussis is representing Persiv Inc. He's present here in the chamber. We also have Detective Ryan DeGraw, Special Investigations ABC officer, who, as the council is aware, prepared your ABC tavern report this year, as he's done on previous occasions. I believe that Mr. Gussis wants to address the council relative to the special conditions, and of course, we would open it up to the public as well.
Okay, I noticed that there were 22 loitering calls on that thing. I know the park is really close. People go to the bench. I also noticed that indications that some of those patrons are often disorderly, traveling from the establishment to the area. And I also note that there were supposed to be reports filed each month. And I'm noted here to date the licensee has failed to provide one such report. Those are annoying to me. I don't know about the rest of the council. Anybody from the council, from the public, please? Mr. Gussis, did you want to say?
Yes. You have the CAD report with the calls, but I also asked for the police reports, which I received. There were a total of 8 police reports. Only one of them really has anything to do with Mi Tierra. The rest are reference points because Mi Tierra is there. Some of them are according to the building next door. Some of them were people who were drinking out on patio at 350 Jersey Avenue, which is way up Jersey Avenue. And so the only restriction that we want removed is the security restriction. There was only one incident that occurred where someone had a medical emergency. No one knew what was wrong with him. He went to the hospital. He was foaming at the mouth, and he subsequently died. The video cameras didn't show any activity with any patron at the bar at all. So that is the only restriction that we would ask to be removed.
Perhaps they're so good because the security is there.
Well, if you say that and you know all the comments that you made, you know that the park has created a problem, you know that the drugstore has signs posted all over, you know that you have people panhandling on the street. Those are not problems that my client can resolve. The police can resolve that. They can do it. You can have cameras there. You can see what's happening. That's why people pay taxes in the city of New Brunswick.
Does he have any sign on his building about no loitering?
Barry, do you have any sign on the building about loitering?
No.
Just a suggestion.
Pardon?
Just a
No,
suggestion.
it's well taken. He can do that. But people even sleep in that park, and no one's disturbing the sleep.
We've been contacted to the police about the enforcement on that area.
Right, and what about the panhandling where people stand there begging for money?
We have been told by the court system and the judges that so long as they are not in the street, sometimes I believe Mr. Shammy might be able to talk about the panhandlers a little bit more, so long as they're not in the street, or what we can do to
There are
get
certain
those.
constitutional rights with respect to people's ability to ask for money. But I think, getting back to Mr. Justice's comment, and I know Detective DeGraw is here, and to Council Vice President Anderson's comment, I believe the police report reflects that it was the security officer who discovered the unresponsive individual who ultimately called for police and emergency personnel. So that was a good thing to have security personnel on the premises or at the premises to address that situation. And I would make that argument. I don't know if Detective DeGraw has anything he'd like to add. I believe the detective would probably indicate a similar comment to Mr. Anderson's relative to the special conditions.
I just would like to hear from the detective, what is your opinion of the security condition?
I think anytime that you place a uniformed security or officer at any location, you're going to create a precedent that would reduce the potential for a problem.
If so, is there going to be an ordinance passed by the city that every bar should have one?
Only when necessary. What about the idea that today the licensee has failed to provide even one such report as requested last year?
That is something that he should have done.
Okay.
Granted. But the other thing that I can tell you is you've been here for all the times when there are people been at this hearing complaining, and there's not one person here complaining. So whatever he's done something right, because you don't have a crowd here at
I don't know yet. Not everybody got up yet.
Pardon?
We don't know that nobody.
Okay, I'll sit down. Give him a chance.
I also-
I just want to add that obviously there's no people here yet. You might have a point that everything is going, so I think we should continue then to have what we have, because that's why probably nobody's here so far to complain. So it's working with the conditions and the owner cooperation.
Well, I think I had a conversation with Mr. Shammy where he told me our security sleeps in the car, so I don't know whether that's it. If he's sleeping in the car, he certainly isn't doing anything to deter issues.
The night I was at the bar, the officer was sleeping in the car.
See that?
Well, I was hoping you corrected that situation, or your client did.
I advised him.
Physically observed it. Mr.
I
Justice.
advised him.
Okay, well, I don't go to your client's establishment every night, I'll admit. But on the occasion that I was there with Detective DeGraw and another officer, I visually saw it.
Yeah, I would say on a good note, I see the resolution for the mural that's being painted on the side of Candy Street. I hope that works out really well.
Yes, he's approved that.
Yes, I appreciate that. Anybody else from the public? Seeing none?
Close. Motion to close.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig,
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
With respect to the council's consideration of this matter, if you'd like to go into closed session, you can make a motion to go into closed session and discuss it. Obviously, if you don't need a closed session, if you think you have a consensus, then those are the case there.
Council's suggestion, you okay here? You want to go and close? You okay? I'm good. I'm ready to go. Continue. Okay. Are you okay? All right, we'll stay.
Is it the indication of the council then that the special conditions that I read to the record have been in place for the 17-18 license term to be reimposed for 18-19?
Yes.
Okay, and therefore I will have the appropriate form of resolution for the council to act on consent agenda tonight for approval. The license will be renewed then with those special conditions. Next item on the council's agenda for public hearing is the the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, trading as the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, liquor license 1214-33-007-003. With respect to the Gala, I will read the special conditions as they currently exist for the license year 2017 to 18. Number one, licensee shall hire uniformed private security to maintain security on and about the licensed premises, while the premises are open for business during the hours of 10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The licensee shall also furnish monthly written reports of the names and addresses of such individuals so employed to the New Brunswick Police Department Attention Special Investigation Team. 2. All live and recorded music shall be turned off no later than 1:30 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Saturday, Sunday, and at 12 midnight on Sunday evenings. With respect to this particular license, I'll note for the council that Mr. Gussis also represents the Gala Cafe and Restaurant. He's present here in the chamber. I have supplied at his request the CAD report and police reports that pertain thereto. Detective DeGraw is here as well, and I know that Mr. Gussis as well would like to address the council regarding this particular license.
Okay, does anybody on the council? No. Mr. Gussis, I'll ask you to address some things here.
Contrary to what the tavern report says, my client says that he has given the security report every month. And he doesn't know why he says that he's only gotten 3.
Officer DeGraw, do you have any idea?
Right.
I asked Mr. Officer DeGraw, any reason why that might be different?
The only reports I received came directly from the security company and not the licensee. I've had no contact, phone, email, fax, none from the licensee. If he's sending them to us, I don't know where he's sending them.
Maybe you could look into that for us, Mr. Gussis.
Dick is saying send them out every month.
Pardon?
Private security, I talked to him, he said he send them every month.
See, he
If
did
something's
not.
not happening, if you could take care of
Yes,
that.
he did know because they would have gotten 3. The restrictions that he would like removed is not the security. He would like the hours restored, and he would like the music to be allowed.
Is there a loitering sign at that place?
Pardon?
Is there a loitering sign at that place?
Do you have a loitering sign there?
No loitering?
No.
No. That was a suggestion.
Well, he has no issue with the security, so the security deals with the people that are outside the place, because if you remember from the other hearings, that was an issue. People would come out of the place and would be in front of the place making noise. And remember, Mr. Barker was here every single meeting, except I believe last year, talking about that. So apparently the security person who was there has done. And you may recall that Mr. Rodriguez had security before you ever imposed the requirement. So we ask that you give him consideration for the hours of music and restore the hours that normal taverns are open in the city of New Brunswick.
Will the security be there during the hours?
Pardon?
If it's extended the hours, will the security stay to the extended hours? Yes.
Yes,
They're supposed to be there from 10 to 2:30 anyway.
yes.
So, Mr. Shami, well, how would that look like
Well,
in terms of hours?
what you have in place now with respect to the special conditions are on Friday nights into Saturday mornings from 10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. You have security. Likewise on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and on Sunday night into Monday morning, okay, you have the security. The special condition that I believe the licensee is seeking to have relaxed is the music, recorded or live. And last time around, when we were here for renewal, the council decided that on Friday night into Saturday morning, the music would shut off at 1:30 a.m. Similar on Saturday night into Sunday morning at 1:30 a.m. However, Sunday night, because Monday being a work day, the council reasoned that that would be too late due to the fact that this establishment is located in a residential neighborhood for all intents and purposes, and kept the restriction at 12 midnight. Now, I will advise the council again, and Mr. Gussis well knows this, the music, cessation of music at those hours does not require the bar to close. The bar can still stay open until 2 a.m. Obviously, most bars have their last call at 1:30 because under the law, the bar has to be closed at 2 a.m. You can't have people in the bar drinking after 2 a.m. So quite frankly, I would think standard practice would be that the last call of the music would probably be going off at 1:30 a.m. anyway. So, but I'm not a restaurant bar.
Well, you may remember that he was also asked to soundproof, do something about the door. He did all that.
No,
So there's no one here that's going to say they can hear the music outside. So what difference does it make whether it's 10:30 or it's 1:30?
What were the two noise complaints in the police
Pardon?
report? What were the two noise reports in the police report? There were two complaints of noise.
He hasn't heard, well, you can ask him. We haven't seen any noise complaints in any of the police reports. There's only two police reports. One was a burglary of a car down the street on Handy Street, and the other one was the fire alarm went off in the fire department. Okay, those were the only two reports.
I think what Mr. Shammy is saying, or trying to say, is that the music's already being allowed to be played till 1:30 in the morning. Why would you need it to be played any longer? Because usually at 1:30 in the morning, it's last call because the bar closes at 2. So we're not understanding how much longer would he need to play the music till.
You want to answer that?
That's what I don't understand. I understand what Mr. Shammy, if the bar closes at 2, why do you got to play the music up until 2 in the morning?
No, I always set the music at 1:45. That give me 15 minutes to get everybody out.
So you want another 15 minutes on the music?
Yes.
That's not okay.
Sunday is the 12th.
Sunday is still, that's up to us. Sunday, what was your request for Sunday?
Same kind like everybody else, because now I got competition. I got a lot of competition now that people be my place to another place.
I'd like to, anybody, go ahead, do you have anything else to say, Mr. Gus?
Mr. Gus is the man that you mentioned before. Does he still live in that area?
Yes.
For the council's benefit, I know there was talk about the CAD report, and Mr. Gus is talking about complaints. Certain calls for service to a location don't necessarily generate a report. The Detective DeGraw could clarify that or confirm that. On the CAD report for this particular establishment, Mr. Gussis has, I see 1, 2, 3 noise complaints, and there's which would not necessarily require a report.
But they may not also not involved in DeGala.
Well, this establishment, unlike maybe Tierra, is in a neighborhood where there's, for the most part, residences, no other commercial establishments.
Well, that may be true, but you have Mr. Barker next door. He never missed a meeting.
Well, I would like you and everybody else to know that a lot of people don't necessarily come to the city council meetings, but they do contact us separately, just for your information.
Sure, but they could be anonymous calls. He's got 3 calls, 365 days a year, all the hours that he's open. He's not just the bar. Unlike me, Tierra, he serves food. Every hour that he's open, he serves food.
I'd like to make a motion, everybody's done, make a motion to go into closed session, please.
Okay, well, before you do that, I just want the council to call out anyone else in the public want to
Yes.
confer on this particular license.
Anybody else from the public on the gala? Seeing none? Great.
That's okay. Closed session.
Council Vice President,
It's okay, I can stand up.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
For the record, the closed session will be discussion regarding council's action on special conditions, which could very well result in litigation relative to an appeal of the license renewal.
Chairman, make a motion to go back into closed session.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Sharon?
Yes, as a result of the closed session discussion with council, my understanding that council is prepared to renew the license with special conditions, however, with a modification to read as follows. With respect to condition 2 that I recited a little while ago, it will now read, all live and recorded music shall be turned off no later than 1:45 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, and 12 midnight on Sunday evenings. It's my understanding that the first condition with respect to the uniform private security will stay in place. However, council wishes to advise the licensee that it is a requirement that the licensee furnish monthly written reports from the security firm of the names and addresses of such individuals employed as security. And as recited in the resolution, it's to be sent to the Brunswick Police Department Attention Special Investigations Unit. Is that an accurate recitation of the council's
I believe so.
action, proposed action? Okay. That being the case on consent agenda, I will have the resolution tonight marked up for you, which will memorialize that particular action. And we'll vote on it at that time.
Thank you. Move to close?
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar,
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig,
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
With respect to item number 7, tonight we had agendized,
About 6.
oh, that was 6. Oh, I'm sorry, 6. It's the one I was about to talk about. Castmass 8 trading is JJ Tavern Lounge, 732. Liquor license number 1214-33-034-003. With respect to this particular license, council, I'm sure, will recall there's litigation over the special conditions that were imposed. The matter went to the Office of Administrative Law. I handled it on behalf of the city. Mr. Paul Sika handled it on behalf of the licensee. I advised the council some time ago that the parties entered into a consent order dated March 14, 2018, which in effect the licensee agrees to close the establishment, which they have. Actually, it was even closed before that date, and agreed not to reopen the establishment and to sell the license. Those particular special conditions, along with the other special conditions for security, police security, have been on the license since that time. I spoke with Mr. Sika, who advised me I had a conflict tonight and could not come. He is in agreement to having the council renew the license in light of the consent order and the special conditions that were agreed to. However, I will tell the council that coming down the pipe, so to speak, probably at your next meeting of July 5th, there will be a person-to-person transfer application that will be submitted, that has been submitted for the council's approval relative to the transfer of this license to a brand new operator. At that time, the applicant will be asking the city council for removal of the special conditions in light of the type of operation establishment that the proposed licensee desires to operate. But for intents and purposes now, we are submitting for the council's approval a resolution which basically keeps them closed but just renews the license.
To give them a little bit more time, could you make sure that they ask them to be here on July 5th so we can...
The new proposed licensee will be here, and Mr. Sika will be here on behalf of Cupertino Garcia, who the license is currently held by. I'm sure everybody remembers Mr. Garcia. So, having said that, submitted for the council's consideration is a resolution known as 103, which will contain that particular language.
Anybody from the council have anything to say? Anybody from members of the public concerning?
I represent the landlord of that, where that license is located. Is there a floor plan that was submitted to that?
There is a floor plan, it's on file with the clerk's office, I don't have it now, but I know there's a floor plan.
And that floor plan is as the new licensee will be operating?
I'm sorry, Mr. Guston.
Well, is the floor plan there, the existing floor plan that Cupertino had?
No, it's a totally different floor plan.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Anybody else in the public? Seeing none.
Move to close.
Second. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
Now I'm going to get to the last item on the council's agenda with respect to liquor license matters. Is the item number 7, Garibaldi's packaged goods. That particular matter was agendized before council as a result of administrative charges filed by Detective DeGraw against the licensed establishment and agendized this evening for hearing. Mr. Gussis represents the licensee, Garibaldi's, which is actually known as 89 Jersey Avenue, LLC, trading as Garibaldi's Liquors. Mr. Gussis and I have had extensive conversations relative to this matter, and after speaking with Mr. Gussis, we have entered into a potential interim resolution whereby we're asking the council to stay the proceedings on this matter while Mr. Gussis and another party litigate issues regarding the operation of this particular licensed establishment. In exchange, Mr. Gussis' client, the licensee, has agreed to cease operation, close the establishment, and place in the city clerk's hands the actual license. At the conclusion of his civil proceeding, we will revisit the charges. If they can't be worked out, we will ask the council for a new hearing date to have that matter considered. Admittedly so, it may take months before Mr. Gussis resolves his issue, but in the interim, the license is going to be held by the city clerk. The establishment will be closed.
Say your understanding, Mr. Gussis.
Yes, that is the understanding.
Thank you. Anybody from the council?
No comment.
Anybody else from the public? Correct.
Yes, good evening. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick, editor of New Brunswick Today, candidate for mayor of the great city of New Brunswick. Could I just hear a little bit about the charges? The specifics of them?
The charges center around what's considered, in layman's terms, as a lease out, an illegal lease out. An establishment is not a licensed establishment. It has to be run by those individuals who've been disclosed in the liquor license application as the owners operators. When you actually have other individuals who are not disclosed running the operation, it's considered an improper lease out, and that is the nature of the charges.
Thank you. So there's only one charge, or are there multiple charges?
Mr. Gussis, you want to?
I would like to address that. 89 Jersey Avenue LLC, it was owned by Stephen Gomez. Stephen Gomez put someone in charge of Garibaldi's. He then retired to the Dominican Republic. He died. So it's in the estate now, and the estate is trying to gain control of the license and undo what Mr. Gomez did. It's not that the estate had any part of what has happened. We tried to close this before the charges, and we had a problem being told that it was a civil matter. So it has to be adjudicated in court. That's why we asked the charges be held in abeyance, because we cannot defend them without concluding the civil aspects of this.
Thank you. Just two follow-up questions. One, to know when this was discovered and how.
was discovered recently, April, May, as a result of a call that was made to the clerk's office. And then speaking to Mr. Gus's relative to this dispute that he references. And then after an investigation by a special investigations unit, it was determined that charges were appropriate. How long it's been going on, Mr. Gus's probably be able to answer that longer, but obviously he wouldn't want to prejudice his client by saying anything here. But we believe it's been in existence for some time.
Custis, did you want to say?
Yes, the only thing I can tell you is this. How it came to the surface that the person operating it was asserting an ownership interest contrary to my client's understanding, because the estate owes Division of Taxation over $300,000. So we had a buyer for the business, and that's when the adverse position came up. And so we immediately sought to close it. Then we contacted the ABC because there's $200,000 worth of inventory in there that we had no control over. ABC would not give us a permit to remove the inventory unless we had an inventory of the inventory. And so what happened when we went there to do the inventory, they called the police. That's how the whole thing came to the police's attention. And the other problem is that the person who has control of the premises has the building in her name, which we believe is also in the estate, and we have the checks to prove where that money came from. That's how, it's really a Byzantine situation.
Well, thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Gussis.
Yeah, thank you for answering my questions. Just want to find out, it's open today though, right? And will be closed effective of the vote, right?
Will probably be closed effective tomorrow. Mr. Gussis will make sure of that, I'm sure, when we retrieve the license.
Okay, thank you.
So no extra, Mr. Gussis and client, please, no extra celebration tonight because it's the last night.
Well, my client is delighted because the other license that was owned by the estate is the palace. And there's $170,000 worth of taxes by the people that Mr. Gomez left in charge of that. So we have got the contract, we have a contract on the palace for $225,000, all that's going to the Division of Taxation. It's not important, my client just wanted to be sure that we're going to be getting more taxes out of there, out of Garibaldi's. That's why we went to close the bar.
But it is open tonight.
That I don't know. We don't, Mr. Shabby can tell me that. If my client had gone in to pay the renewal fee, if my client had gone in to pay the renewal fee as the administrators of the estate, she never would have known there were charges. She received them from the city clerk's office when she went there to renew it. That's what was called to my attention.
I just asked Officer DeGraw if you could just tell the police tonight to just ride by 89 Jersey Avenue and just make sure everything is okay.
Absolutely.
Just to notify them, so
Mr.
there's a price involved.
If you went there close to that, we'd be very happy.
It's a package, it's not a...
It's a package.
It's a package course. It goes by 10.
Motion to close.
Second. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
That concludes the public hearings on the ABC matters, and Councilor Street will move on to the...
Okay, we have ordinances on second reading. Number one, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.20, Handicap Parking, Section 10.20.1010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, adding 7 Laurel Place, 383 Remsen Avenue, and 190 Ward Street. Anybody from the public on that? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. Number two, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5.100, Taxi Cab, Section 5.100.330, Vehicle Regulations. Anyone from the public wish to speak on that? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
And good luck to the taxi cabs, hopefully they'll help you with your vehicles. Number 3, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 15, Chapter 15.08, Book of Basic Property Maintenance Code, and Chapter 15.12, Code Compliance Certification Required for certain residential property. Anyone from the public to speak on that?
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
Number 4, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 10.16.030, Schedule 27, No Parking Certain Hours School Zone, and Section 10.16.160, Schedule 36, Special Parking Districts in regards to Comstock Street. Anyone from the public? Please state your name.
Hi, yes, for the teachers, are they gonna have a sticker for you to put on the car, letting them know that they have special approved parking there, so they won't get tickets?
Okay, I'll just make sure that everybody knows Mr. Daniel Moore, right?
Oh, so, excuse me, Danielle Moore, 42 Comstock Street.
Right. Do we know anything about that, Mr. Valenti?
Yes, at the request of the Board of Education, as a result of the construction of Paul Robeson School, the existing parking lot got greatly downsized. Currently, in a shorter distance, that side of Comstock Street has no parking school days because the intention of the school bus is to offload and unload there. And then again, at the Board of Education's request, they recognized there was less parking available, so they're going to redo the buses now will operate along Commercial Avenue where there is no parking except for, on school days. And then they requested we'll create a special parking district on that one side of Comstock. And to answer Ms. Moore's question, the parking authority will issue a specific tag or a decal that'll say special with the zone, and they deal with that. So, but yes, the teachers will get some sort of identification so they can park on that side of the street.
We're talking about Paul Roses.
I'm sorry, Paul Robeson. Yes.
And then also that will be approved for street cleaning days also? Where they give out tickets for, will that be approved for them?
Well, in that case, I believe in certain special areas, I have to check with public works how to deal with that. I honestly don't know the answer to that
Yes,
question.
due to where that's Monday and Thursday, to make sure they don't get tickets for street cleaning, and then also it was told to speak upon the attention where hopefully with you giving these stickers also with the grocery store held right there, hopefully that due to where it will not mess up his parking, due to where in his store area where it's 15-minute parking on other side of Paul Robeson. So if you will, please make notice of that to the Board of Education also to please respect those signs as far as with the teachers parking. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none?
The ordinance?
Second.
Second. Okay. Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
Number 5, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10.12, Traffic Control Regulations, Sections 10.12.240, Schedule 23, School Zone to add 25 miles per hour, New Brunswick Middle School. Anyone from the public wish to comment on that?
Yes, Danielle Moore once again, where yes, I brought this to your attention. It's been what, maybe about at least 4 months ago, where we spoke upon this. Are you saying that it's going to be approved to have this done for middle school now?
Correct.
Thank you.
This takes time, unfortunately. Anybody else from the public?
Move the ordinance?
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes.
We have ordinances for first reading. Number 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.20, Handicap Parking, Section 10.20.010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, adding 111 Joyce Kilmer Avenue.
Move the ordinance sitting down Thursday, July 5th at 5:30, same day to be advertised.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. Do it at the end too, just a reminder again, the next council meeting is Thursday, July 5th at 5:30 because of July 4th holiday. Okay, we have resolutions number 1 through 64, omitting 28. Anybody from the public wish to speak on that, please state your name. Come up one time, you got 5 minutes.
Good evening, members of the council. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick Today candidate. We'd like to ask about 850, 851, as well as on page 8, there's another couple here, Cigna and Aetna agreements, 93 and 94. And then I also see CVS Caremark agreement, 106 on the final page. I'd like to ask if the city evaluated the option of using the state health benefits plan as opposed to these options, and if you could tell me if that was done, how it compared.
Broker for the Aetna plan, which is the very large plan, every year looks at the state health benefits plan and what our cost of joining would be. The benefits are not equal. In each case, there would be some labor negotiation involved to agree to join the state health benefits plan, and I believe the last evaluation was that the cost of the plans were close, but that staying self-insured with Aetna and contracting with Cigna, which is our HMO product, was still beneficial to the city.
Okay, so Aetna and Cigna are the providers, and then I see you also have 2 brokers, Corporate Synergies Group and BGIA.
That is correct.
Can you tell me the amount of their fee?
Yes, $32,000, not to exceed $32,000 for Corporate Synergies, which represents us with the Cigna contract, and not to exceed $75,000 for BGIA, who represents us on the Aetna.
Okay, and just regarding the prescription plan, was that also done through a broker, or was that just, and which one was that?
BGIA.
BGIA did that one, okay.
But there's no action on that brokerage arrangement on tonight's agenda.
Understood. Well, I hope that the matter in 852 comes to an end on Tuesday. I think Mr. Vignolo has done a disservice to the ethics board the way he's handled it and dragged it out, but that will be, hopefully, the judge who is in charge of that case will do the right thing. That's regarding an ethics complaint I filed back in 2014. So, because of Mr. Vignolo's poor decisions, we're now in a situation where it's costing taxpayers money to have an appeal of his work. 857 is more legal bills for the mayor. Correct me if I'm wrong, the $269,800 is for both cases, not just the one Anderson case. Is that correct?
The combination is that amount, but
Right.
yeah. But the Anderson case is the one that's ongoing.
Right, and just to be clear, that's only the punitive damages claims which the city is paying outright.
It's on both cases until they're resolved.
Right, but there's an even huger amount that the JIF is paying to represent the mayor, police directors, and others in this litigation. That's total cost to taxpayers is, I believe, over $2 million now in the 2 cases. And I would just like to ask, are they any closer to concluding? Is there a trial date yet? Are they still?
I believe they're in the motion stage now, where both parties have made motions to dismiss or to have definitive rulings on certain issues. That's my understanding. And I'm not aware of the trial date.
Okay, thank you. And could you tell me which judge is handling those motions, if you know?
I don't even know off the top of my head, Mr. Crabtree. The try to get you that. It's a federal case.
Federal case, right. 869, just want to confirm that the mayor is replacing Commissioner Wolde with Ms. Medina Hernandez on the Housing Authority Board? No.
No, this is, it is, to the best of my knowledge, this is Mr. Obando, the replacement for Mr. Obando.
Okay.
Cesar Obando.
Well, it's disappointing to see Mr. Wolde continue to be on the board. Can you tell me, isn't Mr. Obando a council appointment? Right, the council appointed Mr. Obando, not the mayor?
I believe so.
Okay, can you look at the resolution here, number 869? It says, Mayor James M. Cahill has appointed the following individual to the Housing Authority Board. So, did you give up one of your appointments to the mayor? Or is the resolution incorrect? It's my understanding the mayor only gets one appointment, and his appointment is Commissioner Wolde. And for what it's worth, the date that the term expires is the same as Mr. Wolde's term. His term expired April 3rd, 2018. And so when you say there's an unexpired 5-year term commencing immediately and expiring April 3rd, 2022, it makes me think that that's Mr. Wolde's term.
No, I believe it's Mr. Obando.
Cesar Obando, yeah, that I believe this is just a replacement of him because they're moving out. Their wife has something, they're moving out.
So Mr. Obando has resigned?
Yes, that's what we are going to say here.
Okay. So, well, I trust you when you say you're the ones doing the appointing, but the resolution says otherwise. The resolution says the mayor's doing the appointing, and I'm just...
The mayor will consent from the council.
Yeah, it's advice and consent, Mr.
Yeah.
Credible, but I'm looking for the initial memo, which I can't seem to find. Mr. Lockman will find it.
Okay. I'll see if I have any other questions while I wait for him. Got to tell you, I'm disappointed. I don't think Mr. Wolde deserves to continue to stay on that board, considering his conduct on November 15, 2017 is unbecoming. 877, could I hear about the training the law enforcement officers are getting? What kind of training is it? What will they be trained to do?
That's pre-search training. The actual training hasn't been determined yet. The actual topics.
Okay, so general training?
Yes.
Okay. Will any more specifics be made available to the public if I follow up? What topics are covered?
Yeah, when the topics are determined, then you'll give the information.
Okay, I'll follow up. I do want to say there's a number of good things on the agenda. The improvements to the parks, the addition of a new park I see on the agenda, and I do see community input for the Feaster and Pittman Park redesign. Could I just learn a little bit about this nonprofit, TPL New Jersey, and what they are going to, what types of public input? Will there be forums held? Are there any dates or locations set?
TPL is the Trust for Public Land. I think Glenn is very familiar with this particular contract.
It's the Trust for Public Land. This is their New Jersey subsidiary. They are a national nonprofit organization that promotes the use of parks and open space. You may be familiar with a couple of reports they've already done for the city. They're on the city's website about an action plan for our parks and so forth. And they also, besides just doing reports like that, they actively work with communities to get community input and design parks. They have done this for Newark, Passaic, I believe East Orange, and a few other municipalities in New Jersey. They're very experienced with this, and we want to take advantage of their services. So we're bringing them on board. We've already started a community input process where we've been reaching out to people who are involved directly with parks, such as staff, members of some of the boards in town that are involved with parks, local community groups, and there will be a number of community meetings to get input directly from the public into a preliminary design, then we'll move on to a final design, and hopefully next year we'll be under construction with a redesign of the park.
Thank you, that's good to hear. I see my time has elapsed, but if I could just get an answer regarding that memo, is that, did the mayor do the appointing?
I believe it's a mayoral appointment, Mr. Crabble. I'm checking to confirm that. If for some reason the resolution is incorrect in error, if it's a council appointment, we'll amend it accordingly. But I know for a fact that it's not Mr. Gould's seat that's being, and I think that was your real question to begin with. It's the other seat we spoke about.
It's Robaldo.
Right.
Thank you for clarifying that. I guess I have some other questions. I'll bring them up during the public comment, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else on the resolution? Just a reminder too, I'd like to say that number 62 is a congratulatory resolution for Ms. Chris Daly, who's a New Brunswick girl, born and bred. Making it into the Women's Hall of Fame is a big deal, so we congratulate Chris on that. Anybody else?
Move the resolutions.
Second.
Council Vice President Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Fleming.
Yes. Anything that council, any items that you want to bring up?
No, sir.
Remember the July 4th celebrations, because we're going to be coming back into July 5th, but there's different activities going on in town, so take advantage of them.
And our fireworks are on July 2nd.
Yeah.
Yes, Farmers Market grand opening on Saturday.
Farmers Market.
Saturday on Jones Avenue, the grand opening. Congratulations to the Juneteenth parade and Ms. Smith, Director Rawls, and all the other members of the firefighters union who did that. Very nice day, great weather day. And thanks for everything. Appreciate your help. Thank you. Yes. Okay, you open up to the public discussion. A reminder that you have 5 minutes, one time only. Please name and address at the beginning, please.
Danielle Moore, 42 Comstock Street. First, I was brought to my attention by Mr. Laughlin that they did upgrade the water fountain as they go to the park, and I will thank you for that, because it looks a lot better. Thank you.
And my understanding is there will be even a better one coming?
We have on back order a total replacement of the existing fixture.
I thank you for.
I don't know when that'll begin, but I think we've tried to improve the condition of the existing fountain until that happens.
Yes, thank you. Then also, I will say I will make an apology tonight due to where I know I can be aggressive on seeing certain things due to where, yes, when the city knows about something and then we see someone possibly getting hurt, yes, I will say I do be aggressive, and I would like to apologize. I'm not good with names, to Mr. Tom here due to where I was aggressive with him on the situation with Lee Avenue. So due to where I did get some misunderstanding about Lee Avenue and Rucker Street, but I will say I thank you for the work that was done on Lee and Ruckers without my request, due to where that's where the last 2 car accidents have been, and hopefully where they just put the parking, I don't know what you call them, the parking stick there, so no parking on the corner anymore on Ruckers and Lee Avenue. I thank you for doing that. And then also, I would like to also thank Mr. Mitch from the traffic meeting, due to where I appreciate him looking out for things also, due to where he's not here at the meeting. I appreciate his help with marking everything down, due to where he did respond to Lee and Fulton, where I showed you the pictures of the curb coming up, and I showed you due to where someone was tripping over that. I do thank him for responding the next day after the meeting, due to where it was put a caution there. A big cone was there putting caution there. I have been told that the city says that's the owner's responsibility, but I still don't understand how that's the owner's responsibility, due to where the city is putting those red safety plates on the corners. But I will get back to that. Then also, a couple of months you said also, due to where the city will donate money to the Board of Education at any time. Well, I hope for next year, soon, that you will be able to help put air conditioning in Roosevelt and Livingston School, due to where they had an emergency leave, due to where it's too hot in their schools. So is it possible the city can help out by putting air conditioning in those 2 schools?
I'm not sure it's a donation. I think we try to work with the school system, right?
That's a very big donation.
Well, what did you say last meeting? You said any time that the Board of Education needs money, you will help them, right?
I think what was said is the board can present its whatever budget it thinks it needs to the electorate every November. Their budget is not in November, excuse me, earlier in the year. Their budget is approved by the council. They can ask for whatever they think they need to meet its obligations.
So, okay, if the Board of Education puts in a request for air conditioners for Livingston School and Roosevelt School, you will approve it?
We'll say, because we don't know how much money that costs, and if they're taking money out somewhere else where they can save money, sure, we'll do it. Otherwise, we have to see where all the money goes. And then we have to raise your taxes.
Well, I will find, I just have to find the video of what was said on that day, because I remember, like I said, the exact words out of Mr. Fleming, due to where yes, you said whenever Board of Education needs money.
If they ask for it, and if it's feasible, and that was across the state, schools got out on Monday. Because even my district, so it's that's a statewide thing.
Oh, I'm not saying that it was just New Brunswick. Oh, it was funny, but I'm just saying it out of your words. That's what you said before, when they need the money to do it.
If they needed it in the budget, it's a process that it goes through. We all know it's a process that they go through. Because that was a statewide thing, 90-something degrees on Monday. And the heat index was up. My son's schools got out also.
You're speaking on behalf of the Board of Education. Do you know for sure that they want that?
Oh, you're right about that. But like I said, now I will go to the Board of Education. I will speak to the Board of Education about putting an order into the city about making it cool for our children and teachers. Okay, then the question I do have, far as with the PSE&G with the roads, where they're going to be repaved, are they going to be repaving the full road or just half of the road on every street that they have damaged?
Mike, Mr. Valenti, you could probably do
that. The initial contemplation that they proposed some time ago was if their repairs or their activity was on one side of the street wherever the nearest paving seam would be redone. But we've since had a meeting with them. They believe that they're going to mobilize their contractors by the second week of July. We are supposed to meet, meaning the engineering department will meet with the public service reps sometime hopefully next week. We're actually going to walk street by street to determine what they have to do. And clearly in some streets they got to do the whole street because there's damage on both sides. In some areas they kept the main on one side, so So unfortunately, I wish I had a better way to describe it more succinctly, but we're literally going to have to walk almost about every street to determine what's going to be done, so.
Okay, thank you, but I will have to say, I have been seeing you riding in areas, checking them. I will thank you for that, even though the other day, I wish I had my camera because I scared the daylight out of you. When you were like wondering like, wow, where did I pop up from? Oh, it was so funny, but I gave you thumbs up on that one. Thank you for inspecting everything before the meeting came up. Okay, so my question is, who's going to be responsible, PSC&G or the city, after the roads are repaved to put down the pedestrian walkway lines? Whose responsibility will that be?
Specifically, Mrs. Moore's question, if the impact of the work is public service related, they are compelled to restore whatever striping is impacted by their work. So if they're going to pave half the road, for example, they're responsible for the striping as it pertains to what they're repairing. So if they pave the whole road, then they're required to put all the striping back. If they're repaving a portion of the road, then it's just that portion that's affected.
Well, okay, I hope the city will keep up on PSC&G due to where, how far as with the traffic meeting, we do know that they are very behind on their work, so just keep up, make sure they do a good job, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Anybody else from the public? Name and address.
Yes, hi, my name is Janine Benito. I live in South Brunswick off of Black Forest Lane. And I spoke here like last month, I guess, about the parking situation with the hospital. I'm one person, I'm a patient, and I, through a series of events, came to be seen at the 125 Patterson Street, the medical school. It just makes it really difficult for me to come to my appointments because of the parking. And I know this, I'm not the only one that has a problem with this, but I've had to cancel appointments literally because I know that when the parking is going to be, anywhere from like $6 to $8, and that's just to go to the doctor and have to pay for parking just seems, it's causing me more stress than, and then I can't get to the physician, and so it's having this cycle for me. And I was here, and the attorney took a copy of the summons from the court, and I thought she was going to issue me a court date, but I never heard anything. I tried to call, I don't know how many times, and she never got back to me about dealing with my specific issue, but the greater issue of the parking in the hospital, because you're bringing people into the city to get medical treatment, and a lot of times it's very serious treatment. And I don't understand why you make it so difficult for people to park. Because even when you can find parking, and it's limited, it's expensive, it's so expensive. I actually had to cancel my last appointment because I just couldn't afford to even pay for street parking.
Do you know if your doctors, whatever, have any spaces that are validated in any of the parking?
No, they don't. And I spoke to the nurse there, and she even said that the nurses and the staff have to pay for their own parking. Which is, I mean, I don't, maybe there's a logic to that, but I don't see it. Especially to the point to me is that you make a point of saying that you want people to come to New Brunswick for Robert Wood Johnson and the medical, higher medical treatment that you can receive here. And you make it really hard for people to do.
Mr. Shannon, do you?
I know that Ms. Gay took a copy of her summons last time she was here, and I believe she was trying to get the court to schedule a date and then help you articulate your hardship to the court with respect to the special situation. But as far as waiving parking fees with respect to the parking authority's debts, that's nothing that we can really address. I mean, unfortunately, everybody, I don't know of any hardship for people to park, to use the medical facilities.
That should be enough. I mean, that should be enough. The fact that you're I know that I went to the Cancer Institute and I had 6 weeks of radiation treatment. The only reason why I was able to do it is because they had free valet parking for people getting that type of treatment, radiation and chemotherapy. Otherwise, I would have had to go somewhere else because there is no way I could come into the city every day and pay $6 for parking. for 6 weeks in a row. It just, and like I said, I know I'm not the only one, so I know that this is an issue that other people have to be facing, and I just hope that the council will at some point take it into consideration, because the cost of healthcare isn't going up, it's not going to go down, so I just don't understand why something can't be done about that.
That's the question, would you be eligible for a handicap placard and
Actually, that was one of the things I was going to discuss with the doctor. I had to reschedule my appointment for next week. So that's an option for me. But that's still, you still have to pay for parking regardless of whether you have the placard or not.
Unless you use it on the street, where I think you just have to pay the first hourly
But then
fee in the meter.
within my specific issue, like the gentleman who said the attorney took my copy of the notice, but I called her multiple times and she never responded, and I never heard anything. And as I believe now, I have to check back with the state, but I believe my license has been suspended based on that $8 ticket. So I don't know what my options are now.
I do think she indicated that she was working on it.
Getting you a date in order to resolve the ticket.
But she should at least let me know what's going on, because
She's out of the room down the hall. When she comes back, I'll make sure she speaks.
Okay, thank you so much.
Please sit tight.
Thank you.
And maybe even speak to the doctors, the group, or the hospitals, maybe they can get something going on where they can validate and give out some free parking also.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening once again, Charles Prattville, New Brunswick Today, editor of New Brunswick Today, and candidate for mayor. I want to say I sympathize with the last speaker. I think that parking here is driving people away from New Brunswick, and we deserve better. There were a number of items I wanted to ask about on your agenda. I didn't have time to. I was actually out in the hallway for the ordinance 803. I couldn't tell, what does this change?
I can address Mr. Prattville's question. It changes 3 particular provisions in our current ordinance. One deals with a situation where we define rubbish as different types of garbage. One area that we didn't define in our series of definitions, rubbish, was mattresses. People put mattresses out while they're taken by the sanitation department, public works. People who leave them outside their property and not out at the curb, that's considered rubbish, so that they can be issued a summons. The second amendment is just to bring up to speed our code with respect to some changes to the New Jersey Fire Code, which will take effect January 1, 2019. And the third deals with our code compliance process. When you sell a property that's not owner-occupied to owner-occupied, you have to get a certificate of code compliance inspection. The way our ordinance currently reads, prior to the adoption of this ordinance, is that the seller is responsible to ensure that there's an inspection and that a certificate of code compliance is issued on the transfer of ownership. The amendment just makes the obligation not only on the seller, but now on the buyer. So each party is responsible to make sure that process is completed, so that we can ensure that a house that is being transferred ownership-wise is in good condition and clean, safe housing for whoever they reside in.
Thank you for the thorough answer. I also see a reference to the chief housing official. Can you tell me who's currently the chief housing official?
That would be Mr. Atkins. I believe he was here. He still is here. I believe there was a different title in the ordinance and there was some confusion. So we cleaned that up as well. Forgot about that.
Okay, so
No, we didn't create a new position. We just changed his title to what actually it is that we use.
Gotcha. So it used to be chief housing inspector.
Yeah, it's. I think it was under the ordinance. It was Bureau Housing Official, and it's Chief Housing Official now.
Director of Housing.
Director of Housing. Okay, he knows his title better than I do.
And is there a chief inspector still?
No, that would be Mr. Adams.
Okay, thank you. Can I hear about the shared services arrangement with Rutgers that was approved?
Yeah, The negotiations are still ongoing, and I think this resolution authorizes the agreement to be executed when it's in a form acceptable to the city attorney, but we did encumber what we think the first 6 months of fee will be with the university. Come January 1st, we'll need to encumber the remainder of the first year of operation. What else can I tell you?
So it would be effective July 1.
That is the plan.
What would happen to the 12 or however many?
They've already received their layoff notices, and they are all going to be eligible to compete for positions at the university. The university has said they will take on any active dispatcher who successfully goes through their typical pre-employment process over at Rutgers.
So up to the full amount could be hired by Rutgers?
Up to the full amount. If someone does not pass the pre-employment physical and background check, that type of thing, then it is possible that person will not be offered employment with Rutgers, but on the assumption that they all do, the university is going to bring them aboard.
And I'd like to thank Mr. Loughlin and the other people behind the negotiations, because obviously we couldn't say much at the last council meeting, but we obviously we're working on different things, and we're glad it worked out this way.
Yeah, me too. I want to say that sounds fair.
Yeah, there's still some work to do. The devil is always in the details, but I think both parties are interested in making this happen.
Yeah, I think it's a great example of how Rutgers can work together with the city to help keep people safe. And so I want to thank the administration and the council for moving forward with this. I suppose there's the Elks liquor license. You're sending that to ABC because a certain number of council members are Elks. Is that correct?
Holiday correct, because at least 3 of us.
We can't tell you it's a secret order.
That's correct, Mr. Brown. 3 of us are.
3 Elks. Okay. Okay, who is the 3rd elk?
29-year members.
All right, I do want to draw your attention to NJSA 40A:12A-17, creation of housing authority. And the authority shall consist of 7 members. Here it is. In all counties and municipalities, 5 members shall be appointed by the governing body, as the case may be, 1 by the mayor or chief executive. I see a representative of the mayor's office here today. Could you please ask her who is the mayor's representative on the Housing Authority Board? Ms. Bradshaw.
Oh, Bradshaw, do you have any idea?
Who is the mayor's representative on the Housing Authority Board in relation to the other question that you're asking? I believe it is Mr. Wolde, but I would double check that for you. I understand the gist of the question you're asking. If you like, I can follow up on that.
I appreciate that. That was my understanding.
If that will help you understand the whole process, I recommend that just send Evelina Hernandez to the Brunswick Housing Authority Board.
And I think you made a good recommendation, and I'm glad to see her
So maybe
appointed.
just a matter of the way it was written.
It could be form over substance. Actually, if it's a mayoral appointment.
Can we change that to a Rebecca appointment?
Yeah, so that way it's like, I recommend it. That
Once
was
the consent of council, the council authorizes it. Whether it's a council appointment, then the council has adopted it anyway. So if the wording of the resolution is wrong, and we do have it wrong, then we'll amend it, Mr. Cradible, next time. But your action is legal with respect to appointing her, because you're giving the advice of consent. I thought I had a list of everyone whose appointment they were. I had Ms. Gade go look for it, but apparently I just have the names. I don't have, and the terms when they expire, I don't have whose appointment they were. So we have to...
But yes, I endorse and recommend it.
Okay, so when we haven't been able to find a memo from...
No, the memo would reflect that it's a mayoral appointment, but I'm not going to tell you that my office didn't switch it around.
Just for my math edification, you said 7 members, 5 council, 1 mayor.
Well, the other
Governor, right?
is actually, yes, the DCA, State Department of Community Affairs, with approval by the governor, should appoint someone. It should be noted, the last governor was derelict of duty and did not ever appoint someone until 10 days left in his term, when he appointed someone who never got sworn in. And now the new governor should appoint someone, but has not done so yet. And so I would encourage you to, prod the governor to do his job and put someone good on the housing authority. I would recommend someone who lives in public housing. The Schwartz Homes, Robeson Village, and all the time I've been covering that agency, has never had one of their own on that board, and I can't figure out why. I think it makes perfect sense.
You only need misinformation there. It's always there's somebody investing.
But not a public housing. There's a very big difference between being in Section 8 and being in the 70-year-old Schwartz Homes in Robeson Village.
But they're not in non-compliance. It could be either.
I didn't say they were in non-compliance. I said in all the time I've been covering them, I can't figure out why no one who actually has to live in the housing they run.
Many years ago, there was somebody who was having Mr. Berry many years ago.
I remember Mr. Berry. He was another good man. And I hope that in that spirit, the governor will appoint someone, or even better, the mayor could replace Mr. Wolde, whose term expired April 3rd and is now in limbo. The mayor should replace Mr. Wolde with someone who lives in the public housing. Mr. Wolde disgraced his office. He's facing a criminal charge because of his threat of physical violence to me that was captured on video. His attorney tried to get the charge dismissed with a bogus motion. I had to go there and fight it myself. And the judge was very clear that the case is not going to be dismissed and it's going to a trial. And Mr. Wolde should not be continuing to serve in that position after such disgraceful conduct. And I think it's an opportunity for the mayor to put somebody good on the board who lives in Schwartz Robeson. I know, Madam Councilman, you were there this weekend, and it was really awesome to see the residents getting organized and having a resident council for the first time, probably since Mr. Berry was involved. And I would like to see one of those leaders in that community get to serve on the board, because they deserve a representative, and it's only fair and right for that to happen. And I do have a few additional questions. I see my time's about to expire. If I may just have another minute, I think the clock is... Thank you, sir.
I'll ask you to hold the time there. If this gentleman is found innocent or whatever down the road there, would that make any difference?
If he is found not guilty, then he won't have a criminal record. But I believe the conduct was captured on video. I believe that anyone who sees the video can come to no other conclusion that he has disgraced his office.
Put the minute back up.
Thank you. I'll just ask about the, so on Tuesday, Joseph DeBonis and William Ortiz are going to be sentenced for their crime of official misconduct. They had 2 different criminal schemes being run to defraud the people who pay water bills here in New Brunswick. One was where they had phony water meters that were given to their friends or in some cases people who were paying them to not get water bills because the water meters would not ring up the water going through them. Another scheme where they were just, adjusting the system to lower people's water bills artificially. The Attorney General's office estimates that it cost the city $500,000. And I would like to know how has the city recouped any of that money? Does the city have a plan to recoup that money? And when will the city be revealing who benefited from their criminal schemes?
Okay, I think 3 meetings ago, we did answer some of those questions.
I answered some of those questions 2 or 3 meetings ago, and after the meeting where Mr. Prattville raised some of those things, I went back to the state Deputy Attorney General, who has been involved in the case, and they asked that I say nothing more about the matter, that it is still, despite the pleas and the sentencing that's apparently about to happen, that it is still an open investigation. So I will not say anything more about the matter.
Excellent. Sorry, Mr.
Okay, so that's newsworthy that the water utility is still under investigation for this criminal scheme. And I hope that the city cooperates with the investigation and does everything they can to expose the people behind it, because the water utility has a sad and sorry history of covering things up. And as unpleasant as it might be, we need to shine a light on the negative things so that we can fix them and clean up this city. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Yes, sir.
George Dawson, 12 Welland Place, member of the Brunswick Historical Association, city historian, also vice chair of the Friends of the Battlefield. I'd like to thank the council once again for approving the use of Boyd Park for this major 4th of July celebration. George Washington's salute to the American Army for, in effect, declaring that the Army was now winning the war for independence after a brutal 9-hour battle against a major part of the British Army. 2 weeks earlier in Monmouth County, the Americans held the field. The Army successfully repelled a major British attack, and in celebration of that, when Washington brought the Army back to New Brunswick, used the occasion of 4th of July, the second anniversary of the congressional approval of the Declaration of Independence, to declare his own military independence. That America was now winning the war. It happened in New Brunswick. So it was a major event of the revolution. We had about 100 people attended last year. This year, I'm hoping for 150. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? I'd also like to congratulate the new police officers that came on, and also the police officers that were promoted today. Seeing none?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Council Vice President Anderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Egan? Councilmember Escobar?
Yes.
Councilmember Socorro Ludwig?
Yes.
Council President Fleming?
Yes.